Marshall is a little
Okay. Ours was 7 practices for effective learning.
The first part right here, the first step that we had was that the students summarize what they have learned, because that's basically what a test is about. There are going to be 3 performance assessment tasks. First of all, they need to know what the test will be, whether it's going to be a multiple choice test, some type of an activity, what's expected of them. They will be using their application skills in it, not just knowledge base. And they must have some type of a meaningful learning goal. They must see a reason for their learning. And I provide that for them.
One of the first points they used was show criteria models in advance. And they recommended maybe using a rubric, and I know a lot of us do, as an evaluation tool. It communicates the elements of performance and a clear description of the desired performance. Students should be given good and bad examples of work, and within that, they should be able to internalize their own work. Teachers always worry about copying if you show examples. Good and bad, they kind of figure it out, put it together, and do what they need to do. And they do their own thing, the next person.
Then assess before teaching. You can do that with KWL charts, concept maps, etc. Prior knowledge. Many students come to school with misconceptions about the subject matter, so by finding out what areas are lacking, it can help them find the starting point of the lesson. Like if they come to school thinking Martin Luther King was white, you know you have to start
I read the part about offering appropriate choices, and it just means that every student, of course, processes and demonstrates their learning in different ways. Some are visual, auditory, or kinesthetic learners, and now we need to allow students to work to their strengths, if possible. So giving kids the choice to, write a newspaper article or make a PowerPoint or a project is going to help them maybe put forth greater effort, which in turn makes them turn in better work. One of the cautions of doing that is, sometimes you want to, give them the cool option, and it's not always necessary, so you need to make sure that your choices are worth their time.
And your time grading them.
Part 5 of this was talking about assessments needing to be, you need to provide feedback early and often with it, and they had 4 criteria saying you need to be timely with your assessments and making sure that the kids understand their strengths and weaknesses right away instead of giving a test back 3 weeks later. Be specific, and I think Kendra maybe hit on this, saying just the letter A isn't really, oh, you got an A, here you go, you got a C. Well, why did they get a C? And they hopefully that you can communicate what they need to improve on, and that they understand. And while rubrics are great, if you just have well organized, the kids may not know what well organized means on their rubric, and that they have to understand too, and so maybe using kids' language sometimes in those rubrics might be more effective. And the second one is that the kids have time to self-adjust during the process of assessment, that they can refine, revise, practice, and retry. And you can talk to any coach or art teacher or music teacher that they do that all the time. No, you did not shoot that layup correctly, you need to do it again. And the kids have time to refine and to do it over and over.
And so with using the rubrics, we're trying to push towards self-assessment. Being able to look at the project that they're doing or the paper that they're doing, see the rubric and saying, okay, I can set my own goals, I can set my own objectives of where I need to be and why. Thus, eliminating the need of asking, what's my grade? You're already going to know, as the student, what it is when they turn it in. The most effective students are the ones that can self-assess, create their own objectives, set their own goals.
And then allow new evidence for achievement to replace old evidence. Grading should focus on how well, not on when the students mastered the designated knowledge and skill. Take into factor earlier performances when grading final evaluation. That kind of goes with, yes, maybe when we were doing long division, they didn't even know where to start with at the beginning of the week, but by the time end of the week, we are testing it, and they know the first step and they know the second step, but they don't know the third step, we should still praise them for getting to that level and not just saying, well, you didn't do it right, here's a 0. So we got to still praise them for doing the best that they had done in that time span. Students need to know that the teachers will not penalize them on their lack of knowledge at the beginning of the course or their attempts to skill mastery. And teachers care about their successful learning and not their grades.
And we just found a quote that we liked that kind of summed it up. It said, like successful coaches, the best teachers recognize the importance of ongoing assessments and continual adjustments on the part of both the teacher and the student as a means to achieve maximum performance. The end.